Hey everybody, and welcome to a special Friday night double play featuring History Maker Baseball. Tonight we're going to pre-play Game 1 of the 2016 ALCS between the visiting Toronto Blue Jays and the host Cleveland Indians. The lineups were just posted over on the MLB site, so we are going to be using the actual lineups, the actual game cards that you can still pick up over on the play.com website. And they'll be out until the end of the World Series. So if you like what you see here, head on over to the play.com site and check out that card set. But for now, we're going to head right on down to the field for Game 1 of this exciting series and see who will take Game 1 of the 2016 ALCS. If this is your first time here, thanks for joining us. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat window. I will get to them throughout the game. Usually some of the viewers will also help out. If you've been here before, welcome back and enjoy the festivities here. We've had a lot of fun doing these pre-plays. They've been really well received, a lot of fun to do, and we've had some pretty good results as for what's then happened in the real game. So let's see what happens here tonight between Toronto and Cleveland. We'll head down to the field for the starting lineups. All right, so here we are at Progressive Field in sunny Cleveland, Ohio. And let's introduce the starting lineup for the visiting Toronto Blue Jays. Leading off and playing left field is Ezekiel Carrera. Batting second, playing third, Josh Donaldson. Batting third and playing first base, Edwin Encarnacion. Batting cleanup and playing right field, Jose Batista. Batting fifth and doing the catching, Russell Martin. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, Troy Tulowitzki. Batting seventh, the DH for tonight, Michael Saunders. Batting eighth and playing center field, Kevin Pillar. And batting ninth and playing second base, Devon Travis. Pitching tonight for the Toronto Blue Jays in the bullpen right now is Marco Estrada. And now here's the starting lineup for your Cleveland Indians. Leading off, the designated hitter, Carlos Santana. Batting second and playing second base, Jason Kipnis. Batting third and playing shortstop, Francisco Lindor. Batting fourth, playing first base, Mike Napoli. Batting fifth and playing third base, Jose Ramirez. Batting sixth and playing right field, Lonnie Chisenhall. Playing left field, batting seventh, Coco Crisp. Batting eighth and playing in center field, Tyler Naquin. And doing the catching tonight and batting ninth, Roberto Perez. The starting pitcher for the Cleveland Indians is Corey Kluber. All right, and we are ready to play ball. If you're not familiar with the History Maker Baseball game, what happens, it incorporates the idea of team chemistry, and normally you would work that out based on the current win or loss streak, but because both of these teams, it's the first game of a series, we're going to say that both teams have harmony for the game. The clubhouse mood is sunny. And then you would designate the hot and cold batters for the game. So going on the last games played for the Blue Jays, Edwin Encarnacion will be the designated hot batter. That big home run that he had. And then Jose Bautista, he actually went 0 for 5 in his last game. So he will be the cold batter. And then for the Cleveland Indians, Jason Kipnis is the cold batter, and Coco Crisp, with that great big home run there in Game 3 against the Sox, he will be the hot batter. And so now we'll go to this pregame chart, the game day chart, and see if there's anything that's going to affect the teams. They're both sunny, so they're both going to roll in the sunny chart. We'll roll for the visiting team first. And we get a 3-1, so this tells us the team trainer comes in, and there's going to be a perk with this starting pitcher. Let's see, who's it going to be? Last game's starter minor perk. Oh, okay. So that's not going to affect this game because they're not going to use their last game starter. So let's see. We'll now roll for the Cleveland Indians. See what happens with them. They get a visit from the pitching coach, and it's going to be a minor perk with the starter. Again, we'll roll to see which starter. And it's today's starter, so Corey Kluber. And the minor perk is he has control, which he already has. So nothing doing on the pre-game chart for today, but sometimes something good will happen, sometimes something bad, but today nothing really going on. And we are ready to get underway here. Corey Kluber finishes up his warm-up pitches. Ezekiel Carrera steps into the plate, and we are underway here in Game 1 of the ALCS. I'll read the dice in the lowest to highest order. We got a 1-5-6, and it asks, is the batter a whiffer? He has a semi-whiffer quality. The dot says yes, so that is going to be a strikeout to start the game. And we've got one down here in the top of the first. Josh Donaldson steps in. We get a 2-2-4. Are they pitching at home? Yes, that's going to be a pop-up to short. P6. And there are two quick outs. And now the first baseman, Edwin Encarnacion, steps up to the plate. 1-4-4. Does the pitcher have flash? Yes, he does. But has the umpire glasses symbol by it, and that asks us to check if the home plate umpire has the questionable or lenient quality. So Laz Diaz is the home plate umpire, and he is respected. So he calls it a good game. So that is going to be a strikeout. So 1-2-3. Go the Blue Jays. Great opening frame for Corey Kluber. And we'll head to the bottom of the first with no score. All right, so Marco Estrada finishes his warm-up tosses. He'll see if he can match the performance from Kluber. And we're going to start out with another 1-5-6 roll. The batter is not a whiffer, so we'll go to the outfield drama chart. And we get a 1-6. Is the right fielder stoic? So playing right field tonight is Jose Batista. He is semi-stoic, and the dot says yes. So he can't get into a sinking liner, and it falls in for a double. So Batista can't flag down a hot shot into the gap. And we've got our first hit and first base runner of the game. And that result was highlighted in purple, which means we're going to go to the chemistry chart for the next at bat. So Jason Kipnis steps in. Both teams have full harmony, so we don't need to roll the decider die. We get a 2-6. It asks us, does the batting team have harmony? Yes, they do. So a fired up batter chops a single. So that is going to advance Santana to third. And Kipnis will be on at first base. So another hit. And if Santana had been a faster runner, he would have scored on that. But he's a semi-stoic runner, so with nobody down, they won't chance sending him. But we have runners at the corners, nobody down. And the shortstop, Francisco Lindor, steps up to the plate. This could be a big inning for the for the Indians. 136. The pitcher is not an ace. Is he a whiffer or cold? He is not. So we're going to go to the infield drama chart. So a hot shot in the infield. 1-6. It asks, is the shortstop gold? The shortstop is Troy Tulowitzki, and he is gold. So a diving stab of a sharp grounder robs the batter of a base hit, and he's out at first. And on a lead die of 1, that means that it's a double play. So the runner will score, but Kipnis will be out, and Lindor will ground into a 6-4-3 double play. So that'll score 1 run, and now we'll have nobody on with 2 outs. So they'll trade that run to get the 2 outs. So now base is empty for Mike Napoli. Let's see, and we're gonna go back to the chemistry chart because that result was also highlighted in purple. All right, so we get a 1-3. It asks, does the pitching team have harmony? Yes, they do. Infielder makes a diving stab of a hot liner, and he is out. All right, we'll give that one to Troy Tulowitzki as well. So that'll be 3 down, and we will head into the top of the second inning with Cleveland on top, 1-0. Definitely could have been a much bigger inning there, but the brilliant play of Troy Tulowitzki at short saved the day with that big double play. Welcome to everybody who's just joined us, because we got a couple more viewers. We're into the second inning here, pre-playing our game 1 of the ALCS between Toronto and Cleveland. Toronto went down 1-2-3 in the top half of the first. Cleveland got 2 quick runners on in the bottom of the inning. Lindor ground into a 6-4-3 double play that scored Santana, and then Napoli also lined out. All right, so Toronto will send Batista, Martin, and Tulowitzki to the plate for the second inning. So it says 1-5-5. Let's see. Oh, Batista is not a home run king, so he will just fly out to center field. So doesn't quite have the same power that he did a year ago. Last year that definitely would have been out, but Naquin is able to track that one down on the warning track. So we got 1 out here with Russell Martin up. We get a 1-3-6. The pitcher is not an ace. Is he a whiffer or cold? He is a whiffer, so that's going to be a strikeout. So Kluber picks up his 3rd strikeout of the game already. And that'll bring up Troy Tulowitzki, who had that big play in the bottom of the last inning. We get triple ones. The pitcher is, oh hey, he's not an ace. The batter is not a scrapper, so he is going to launch a shot into left field, and that is going to be up and over the fence for a home run. And Troy Tulowitzki has just tied the game at 1 run apiece. So the first hit and the first run of the game for Toronto. So Troy Tulowitzki having a great game so far. All right, so we got 2 down, nobody on. Score now tied for the designated hitter, Michael Saunders. We get a 1-5-6, so that is going to be another strikeout. All right, so 1 hit, 1 run, nobody left on. And after 1.5, we are all tied up at 1 apiece. All right, so we've got a couple questions in the chat room that I'll get to here before we start the bottom of the inning. Asking, let's see, Rich Dunn is asking, how do you determine chemistry? So usually how chemistry is determined is you go by, here I'll come back up on me, you go by the win or loss streak of a team. So say if a team has won 3 in a row, you'd roll a die, and if you get a 1, 2, or 3, that means that they have full harmony. Same thing if they had a losing streak. You'd roll the die, and if it's within their losing streak, then they would have, they'd be in dissonance. And then if you roll outside of that range of either of those, then you would roll the decider die, and if it comes up a dot, then they have semi-harmony, and if it comes up a blank, then they have semi-dissonance. But for this game, I just use a house rule. Both teams starting a brand new series. They're going to be really pumped up, so I just gave them full harmony to start that out. So, good question. And as always, guys, if you have any other questions, please feel free to put them into the chat room, and I'll get to them, or maybe one of the viewers will. Looks like Charlie Gannett put up a response to that. Thanks, Charlie, and welcome. And welcome to Brent Ehlers, who's also in the chat room. All right, here we go. Bottom of the second. Score is tied up 1-1. Ramirez, Chisenhall, and Crisp are coming to the plate this inning. We get a 1-1-6. Is the pitcher fresh? Yes, he is. So that is going to be a strikeout to start the inning. For anybody that hasn't seen the game before, the freshness quality is, it's not on the pitcher's card, but what it is the first 3 innings of a game, they have they're full fresh, and then innings 4, 5, and 6 they're semi-fresh. So you'd roll the decider die to see if they have it, and then they would lose the quality for the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings unless they are throwing a shutout. But both pitchers have given up a run so far, so we don't have to worry about that. All right, here we go. Lonnie Chisenhall steps up, 1 out, nobody on. We get a 4-4-5. The pitcher is not a workman. Batter is not patient, so that's going to be a ground out to first. I'll say that's a 3-1. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the second. And now Coco Crisp steps up. 2-4-5. Let's see, he is not a hero, so he is going to pop out to second base. So 1, 2, 3 go the Indians in the second, and we're still tied at 1 as we head into the third. And now that result was highlighted in red, so that means that we are going to go to the player experience chart for the next at bat. So Corey Kluber is a semi-icon. Kevin Pillar has a neutral experience, so that means we're going to need to roll the decider dot for this at bat. So we get a 4-5. And as if it's a prospect batter, he is not a prospect. So otherwise, it's a hard to field infield grounder. The batter is out at first unless he is active, which he is not. All right, so Pilar, we'll say it's 4-3. And we have 1 down. For the 9th place batter, Devon Travis. We get a 4-5-6. We'll go back to the normal chart. Is he patient? He is not, so he is going to fly out to center field for the second out. And again, you see this is highlighted in purple, so that means that we will go to the chemistry chart for the next at bat. Back to the top of the lineup, Ezekiel Carrera, who struck out his first at bat. We get a 5-5. And that says the pitching team have dissonance. They do not, so it's going to be a foul out to the catcher. So again, 1, 2, 3, go the Blue Jays. And we'll head to the bottom of the third, still tied up at 1. All right, so let's see. Cleveland has their 8, 9, and 1 batters due up. Tyler Naquin will lead things off. We get a 3-4-6. Is he eager? He is not. So it's going to be a walk. So I think our first walk of the game. Let's see. And then we are going to go back to the chemistry chart for the next at bats. And it's the catcher Perez. Let's see. I think that instead of batting, we're going to have him attempt a sacrifice bunt. So for that, we'll just roll 1 die, and then we'll consult a chart up here. Let me see if I can get a card to show you. Oh, there we go. All right, so on a bunt, rolled a 4. So that tells us the batter is out at first and the runners advance. So a good sacrifice bunt for Perez. So there's now 1 down and a runner at second base. So we'll go to the top of the lineup. Carlos Santana, he doubled and later scored in the first inning. So far, the only run of the game for the Indians. We got a 3-4-4. Is that a prospect pitcher? He is not. A patient batter. He's semi-patient, but the dot says no, so that's going to be a pop out to second base. So a big second out of the inning. That'll bring up Jason Kipnis, who singled his first at bats. He's looking to drive in a run to go ahead here in the game. We get a 1-4-6. The pitcher does have flash. The batter's not a good eye, so that is going to be a strikeout. So the runner will be stranded at second base. And we will head into the top of the fourth. Still tied up at 1. All right. Let's see if we have any new viewers right now. So far, the Troy Tulowitzki is the star of the game. He had a diving stab of a shot through the infield. It was turned into a double play, and then he's also had a solo home run for the only run for Toronto so far. All right, so Donaldson will step up to lead off the fourth. We get a 3-6-6. He is not a pinch hitter. It'll be a fly out to center field. 1 down. And so for Kluber, that's actually been the only base runner he's allowed is that solo shot. Everybody else has gone down. 1-6-6. No, whiffer. He is not this at bat, so it's going to be a ground out to third base. And we are going to go to the experience chart for the next at bat. And this is going to be an icon batter versus a semi-icon pitcher. So we will roll the decider die. Get a 5-6. Icon pitcher. Oh, he is not. Let's see. Otherwise, but it's still just going to be a ground out. So batter thrown out at first base. All right. So let's see. We'll say that's a 6-3. And that'll be another 1-2-3 inning for the Blue Jays. And we'll head to the bottom of the fourth, still tied up at 1. All right, so Lindor, Napoli, and Ramirez due up in the inning. Lindor had that hard luck ground into a double play his first at bat. Just a magnificent play from Troy Tulowitzki. Let's see what he does this time. 4-4-4. Is he a scrapper? He is not. So he is going to double into right field. All right, so he hits another gapper. The second double of the game for the Indians. And they'll have a leadoff runner at second base for Mike Napoli. Let's see if they can break the tie here. 3-4-4. Prospect pitcher, no. Is he patient? He is not. So that is going to be a pop out to second base. So Estrada pitching a pretty good game so far after he had a little bit of trouble in the first inning. Gave up 2 consecutive hits, but he's sort of settled down since then. Ramirez will step up, the third baseman. 1-2-5, struggler, no. Is he a patient? No. So that is going to be a ground out to third base. So that means that the runner will stay at second. And we'll now have 2 outs for the right fielder, Lonnie Chisenhall. He ground out to first. His first at bat. Let's see if he can drive in that run. Ace, no. Is he a whiffer or cold? No. So we'll go to the infield drama chart. All right. And all right, so infield drama. All right, 3-3. Is the pitcher iron? No, he is neutral. So otherwise, the pitcher makes throw for an easy ground out. Oh, no, sorry, we're over here. Oh, Estrada is also neutral. So 1-3 on Chisenhall. And so, after what looked like we were going to have a possibly a high-scoring game. The pitchers have kind of settled in, and we are into the top of the 5th and still tied up at 1. All right, so here we go. 2, 4, 5. The batter is not a hero, so it's going to be a pop out to second base, and we will go to the experience chart for the next at bat. So semi-icon pitcher against the icon Troy Tulowitzki. Let's see, he homered in his first at bat. Let's see what he does here. 4-5. Prospect batter, no. So that's just going to be a hard to field infield grounder. All right, so 2 down for the designated hitter Michael Saunders, who struck out his first at bat. All right, oop, the wrong way. All right, 1-4-5. The pitcher is not a struggler, so that is going to be a ground out to first. So another quick inning of work for Kluber. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th, still tied up at 1 apiece. All right, let's see. Comments here. Yeah, it is a little quiet here. Charlie made a comment about it being quiet in the chat room. Doing it this early in the day, I figured that maybe I wouldn't get it quite as many viewers, but I thought that there would be a little bit more. I don't know, it's still kind of early. We're getting to the 6 o'clock hour, so maybe we'll catch people as they're coming home. We'll see the live stream up. Everybody who's just joining us, please feel free to ask any questions in the chat room, and we'll try to get to them here during the show. We're into the bottom of the 5th inning here of our pre-play of Game 1 of the 2016 ALCS, and it's all tied up at 1 run apiece. All right, so the Indians will have the bottom of their order due up. Coco Crisp lead things off. 4-6-6. The pitcher is not wild. Home run king or slugger. He's a semi-slugger, but the dot says no. So it's going to be a single into left field. So another leadoff runner aboard for the Indians. So Tyler Naquin steps up. He walked his first at bat. See if they can get something going here. 2-2-5. That's not going to do it. It's going to be a ground out. So we'll say it's a ground out to the second baseman. So Chris will be out at second. It's going to be a fielder's choice. So Tyler Naquin will be safe at first on the fielder's choice, and that'll bring up the catcher Perez. He sacrificed bunt his first appearance. We get a 1-3-5. All right, so 1-3-5 is an unusual result, and this is where the color of the dice will make a difference. In this case, the 1 was a black die, so that means we're going to go to the ballpark qualities chart. Roberto Perez is a right-handed batter. Move my thing here, and we'll see that for a right-handed batter, Progressive Field plays big. So we'll keep that in mind as we roll the dice here on the chart. We get a 3-4, and sure enough, it has if it's a big ballpark, and yes it is, so the ball drops in a gap for a single, and on a lead die of 3, the runners will advance 2 bases. So Tyler Naquin will end up at third and hold there, and the Indians have runners at the corners with just 1 down and the top of their order due back up. All right. Let's see. So Carlos Santana, he has doubled and scored, and then he popped out to second base, his second at bat. 1-2-5. Is the pitcher a struggler? He is not. Oh, and then it asks if the batter is patient. He's semi-patient, but the dot says no. So that means it's going to be a ground out to third base, which unfortunately is going to be another inning-ending double play. Or I guess I shouldn't say another one, but it'll be the second double play for the Indians, and this one will end the inning. So 5-4-3 if you're scoring at home. So the Cleveland rally gets snuffed out by some more great defense. When actually you thought it was going to be the Cleveland squad who would have a lot of the defensive gems. But we will head into the top of the 6, and we are still knotted up at 1 apiece. All right. So both starters still on the mound. Both starters still doing really well. All Kluber has done is given up 1 hit. Unfortunately for him, it was a solo home run to Troy Tulowitzki. Let's see. So 3, 4, 5. And that's if there's an iron catcher. No, that's Perez. He's gold catcher. So does the batter have a good eye? He does not. So it's going to be a strikeout. And we will go to the right now chart for the next batter. All right. So the right now chart, this is where the hot and cold comes into play. So at the beginning of the game, you designate a hot and a cold batter for each team. And then also throughout the game, their hot and cold for the other batters can fluctuate based on what they did their previous at-bat. So for Devon Travis, he flew out to center field, so he will just be neutral, so he's neither hot or cold. And Kluber just got a strikeout, so he is now going to be considered a hot pitcher for this at-bat. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, and ask if it's a hot batter. He is not, so he's just going to ground out to the shortstop. So 2 quick outs. And we're going to go back to the top of the order. Ezekiel Carrera, he is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out. And we get a 1-1-3. Let's see, the pitcher is not an ace. The batter is not a slugger, so it's going to be a single into center field. So just the second hit of the game for Toronto. That will bring up their third baseman, Josh Donaldson. He is also 0 for 2 with a pop out and a fly out. Let's see, 2, 4, 5. The batter is a hero, so that is going to be another single. So now we will have runners at first and second for Edwin Encarnacion. Oh boy, so crowd will come up on its feet here. We got 2 down and 2 on in a tie game here in the top of the 6. And it's a 2-5-5. Oh boy, so a game of inches right there. 2-5-5, and asks if the pitcher is a star, and he is, so it's going to be a strikeout. But had that been a 1-5-5, it would have been a 3-run home run from Encarnacion. But instead, he swings through it. Kluber gets a big strikeout to end that threat, and another 0 will go up on the board. We'll head into the bottom of the 6th, still tied up. Pretty exciting game here at Progressive Field. All right, let's see. So we are gonna have the 2, 3, and 4 batters due up. Jason Kipnis will lead things off. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. 3, 4, 6. Let's see. He is not an eager batter, so he is going to walk. And we're going to go to the chemistry chart. Haven't been there in a while. Let's see. I think that's just the second walk of the game for Estrada. So we'll roll on the chemistry chart. Both teams have harmony, and we get a 1-1. Oh boy, so there we go. Does the pitching team have harmony? Yes, they do. So it's going to be a leaping fly out at the fence. All right, so we'll say that's a F9, 1 down, and Kipnis will have to jog back to first. So just a long, loud out. And Mike Napoli will come up, 1 on, 1 out. He is 0 for 2 in the game. 166. Workman knows he a whiffer. Yes, he is. So he will strike out. So now 2 down for the third baseman, Jose Ramirez. He is also 0 for 2 in the game with a strikeout. We get a 2-3-5. Is the pitcher wild? No. Is he eager? He's semi-eager, and the dot says yes. Oh, so he's going to actually jump on an outside pitch, and he'll get a single for it. All right, so Kipnis will move to second on the hits, and Ramirez has his first hit of the game. So now 2 on, 2 out for the right fielder, Chisenhall. All right, let's see. He is 0 for 2 in the game. So Strada maybe possibly starting to tire here. Let's see what happens. 1-1-2, flash. Yes. Oh, so he bears down and gets the strikeout to end the inning. So 2 more runners left on. Cleveland having a hard time with runners in scoring position. And we are already into the top of the 7th here in a 1-1 game. All right. So let's see. So Kluber, even though he's pitching so well, he has given up that 1 run. So he's going to lose his freshness. But I think we're going to see if he can... He's going to stay in to face Batista, and then we'll have Dan Otero and Andrew Miller tossing in the bullpen just in case somebody gets on board. So here we go. Batista, he is 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. We get a 3-5-6. Is the pitcher and batter the same hand? Yes, they are, so that will be a strikeout. All right, so 1 down. And that'll bring up the catcher, Russell Martin. He is struck out and popped out to second base. And you get a 1-4-5. The pitcher is not a struggler, so that is going to be a ground out to third. So 2 quick outs. I'll bring up Troy Tulowitzki. He's the only run of the game so far with a solo home run in the top of the 2nd. We got a 3-5-6. Oh, so once again, that's asking for if they're the same handedness, so that'll be a strikeout. So 1, 2, 3, go the Indians, and it is time to stretch here in Cleveland. We are tied up at 1 run apiece as we'll head into the bottom of the 7th. Let's see. Cleveland's going to have the bottom of their order due up, so I think that Estrada will stay on at least for 1 batter. And Toronto will have a couple people throwing in their bullpen. We'll have Jason Grilly and let's see, Brett Cecil tossing. So they'll have a righty and a lefty up in their pen. All right, and so we have a tradition here on the show that for the 7th inning stretch, we actually sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." So if you're at home, feel free to join along. Otherwise, enjoy my ukulele playing. Here we go. And take me out to the ball game, and take me out with the crowd, and buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so let's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. There we go. All right. All right, so here we go. Bottom of the 7th. Let's see if Cleveland can get something going and break this scoreless tie. Coco Crisp, the hero of Game 3 of the ALDS, will lead things off. He has singled and popped out to second. Let's see, so 1-5-5. He is not a home run king, so that's going to be a long fly ball to center field. And 1 down. Tyler Nockwin will step up. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a fielder's choice. We get a 3-3-5. The pitcher wild, no. Sad sack, no. Well, so he is going to single into right field, and then he's going to steal second base. All right, so it's going to be a hit, and he will end up at second base. And so Roberto Perez will step up. Let's see. I guess now with the runner at second, there's no reason to sacrifice, so he'll swing away. Let's see. Do they want to leave Estrada in for one more batter? Oh, I think that's going to be all for Estrada. So manager will come out, make the call to the pen, and that is going to be all for Estrada. He pitched a really fantastic game. Let's see, he goes 6 1/3, scattered 7 hits. Has only given up 1 run so far, though, but he is responsible for the runner on base. He had the 2 walks. Let's see, and he had 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts and no home runs. And now Jason Grilly will come in to see if he can strand that runner at second base. All right, so he steps in. We get a 1-5-5. Perez is not a home run king, so that is going to be a deep fly out to center field for the second out. So we'll go back to the top of the lineup. And it'll be Carlos Santana. He's doubled, scored a run, ground out, and then ground into a double play. So he is looking to drive in the go-ahead run here. 2-4-4. Is the pitcher an ace? Yes, he is. So that will also be a fly out to center field. And again, we'll have no runner come across. And we are through 7 full. And we are knotted up at 1 apiece. All right, so let's see. I think that the Indians are going to also go to their pen. They'll bring in super reliever Andrew Miller. So Kluber's night will end. He went 7 full innings. Let's see, he had 3 hits, just that 1 run. I don't believe he walked anybody the entire night. No, he did not. So no walks. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strikeouts, and then the 1 home run to Troy Tulowitzki. So now Andrew Miller comes in, who could have easily been named the MVP of the ALDS. And he will face Michael Saunders to lead things off. Let's see, 1-6-6, Workman no, Whiffer yes, so that'll be a strikeout for Saunders. 1 down for the center fielder Kevin Pillar. And we get a 1-2-4 control. Oh yes, he has double control actually. So that means that Pillar will ground out to short, and then the next batter will as well. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Miller. And another goose egg on the scoreboard. Okay, so now into the bottom of the 8th. Let's see, the Indians will have Kipnis, Lindor, and Napoli due up. Let's see, I think, should we bring in, yeah, I think they're going to bring in Brett Cecil to face the left-hander Jason Kipnis. So Grilly will go 2/3 of an inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. All right, so lefty on lefty. I get a 2-3-3. Ace or a star. So when you bring in a relief pitcher, the first batter that he faces, he temporarily gets the ace quality. So for this at bat, he is an ace, so he'll get Kipnis to ground out to short. So one quick out. And that'll bring up the switch hitting Francisco Lindor, so he'll bat righty against Cecil. 2-2-5. Star. He is not a star, a slugger or a sad sack. He is a slugger for this at bat. So that means he's going to pop out to right field. And that'll be 2 quick outs. That'll bring up Napoli. Let's see what he can do. 2-4-5. He is not a hero, so he will also pop out. He'll pop out to second base. And that'll be the end of the 8th inning. And we are going to go to the experience chart for the next inning. For the next at bat. Miller will stay on. So it's going to be an icon pitcher against a semi-prospect batter. And I just want to see, I haven't seen any comments in the chat room, so I just want to make sure that the chat room is working. Okay. Looks like it is. All right. Again, anybody just joining, please feel free to drop a question into the chat room, and we'll answer them here during the game. Although we're moving right along here, we're into the top of the 9th, although it is tied up at 1 apiece. If you joined us halfway through, just a scoring recap: Troy Tulowitzki hit a solo home run for Toronto in the top of the 2nd. The Cleveland got on the board first, though, in the bottom of the 1st. Santana led off with a double. Kipnis singled. Then Lindor ground out into a 6-4-3 double play that plated Santana, and that's been the only scoring that we've had so far. Both starters went into the 7th inning. Kluber pitched 7 full. Miller came on last inning. Got a 1-2-3 8th, and he'll stay on here to begin the 9th. And we're actually at the top of the batting order, so Carrera leads things off. And we're at the experience chart, so it's icon versus semi-icon. So let's see, we'll just use the 2 dice. 1-6. Is it an icon pitcher? Yes, it is. So he fools batter into swinging at an inside pitch, ground out to shortstop. All right, so 1 down. And now Donaldson up to the plate. He's 1 for 3 so far. Let's see, we get a 1-1-6. Is the pitcher fresh? So this is Miller's 2nd inning pitching. So relievers, they are fresh their 1st inning, and then they're semi-fresh. So he actually is not. Then asked, is the batter a utility or sad sack? He's not, so he is going to get a single into left field. So just the 4th hit of the game for the Blue Jays. Let's see. So maybe now it's time to, I think that's going to be all for Miller. They were hoping maybe to get 2 full out of him, but with a couple of big righties coming up, that's going to be all. So Miller's going to go 1 1/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs so far, no walks, 1 strikeout, and no homers. And now Dan Otero will come in for Cleveland. All right. So righty on righty, 1 on, 1 out. Edwin Encarnacion, he is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. He'd like to change that. Oh, and 266. So the runner is thrown out at first. So that's Donaldson. So we'll say that that he gets picked off. So 1-3 on the pickoff. All right. So Donaldson is wiped out. Wasn't paying attention. Otero with a good move to first. So now 2 down and nobody on for Encarnacion. 3, 4, 5. Iron catcher, no. Good eye, no. So that is going to be a strikeout to end the inning. All right. So close the book on Miller. So no runs again. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 9th. Still knotted up at 1. And let's see. Cleveland will have the 5, 6, and 7 batters due up. All right. Mark Russell has joined us in the chat room. And yeah, I decided to start early tonight, Mark, and get the game out there before the game actually started on TV. That way people can watch the playthrough here and then watch the game on TV tonight. I thought it'd be neat to have the full game done before the game started to see how they compare. So, all right. Well, let's see. I think that, we'll have, Loop and, Biagini up in the pen for Cleveland. Let's see. Or do we want to bring somebody in right now? So we've got a switch hitter, a lefty, and then a switch. They better not take a chance. I think we'll bring in Biagini and not take any chances on Cecil tiring. So Cecil went 1 clean inning. And now Biagini will come in. And he will face off against Ramirez. Oh, let's see. It does. Somebody just mentioned that my scorebook says that it's 2-1. I must have accidentally tapped the home plate and said, so you hit the H to put a hit up, and you tap the home plate to mark a run. So yes, it is. Sorry for anybody who was seeing that, but it is 1-1 right now. All right, so here we go. Biagini against Ramirez. He's 1 for 3 so far with a single and a strikeout. We get a 5.56. All right. So it's asking if the pitcher is an ace, and so once again, when you bring in a reliever, they get the ace quality. Biagini already has the ace quality, so that means he's a double ace. So he's going to get the first 2 batters to line out to third. So it'll be Ramirez and Chisenhall. So 2 quick outs. So one of the reasons why it's good to bring in a fresh reliever. Oh, and thank you to Glenn Vonesteel for noticing the that mistake there on my scoreboard. All right, so here we go. Coco Crisp. He's also 1 for 3. Single and a couple pop out and a fly out. 2, 3, 4. Is there a runner on base? No. Is he a hot batter? Yes. So he was the designated hot batter of the game. So yes, he is hot. So that means we're gonna go to the fence chart, and oh doctor. So we might get a walk-off home run. All right. So we haven't been to the fence chart yet. So this, you base it on which quality they have. So Coco Crisp is a semi-slugger. So let's roll the dot. And so he is a full slugger. So let's see what happens. Oh, and we get a 4. So it's a triple. Oh, so he just misses a walk-off home run. Oh, wow. All right. So the crowd oohs and ahs and cannot believe just by inches he missed a walk-off home run, but he's at third base now. And the lefty Noquin is up, and he's 1 for 2 with a walk, a single, and a stolen base. And I think they're going to give him the free pass to set up the matchup with the catcher. And so that's going to force... They're going to bring in... Oh, let's see. Who do they have on their bench that they could bring in? I think they'll bring in Michael Martinez to pinch hit for Perez. All right, so Noquin got the intentional pass. And Michael Martinez will now pinch hit for the catcher Perez. So runners at the corners, tie score, a pinch hitter up. Here we go. Everything that you'd want in a first game of a series. Let's see what happens. And we get a 2-5-6. Struggler, no. Oh, let's see. Is he? No. Champion or patient? No. Oh, so we're going to go to the infield drama chart. Oh, boy. So there's a hard chop in the infield. Is the shortstop iron? No, that's Tulowitzki. So once again, Tulowitzki is going to come up. Smooth grab of a bouncing ball, ground out. Oh, boy. And we're going to get bonus baseball here in Cleveland. Wow. All right. So now Jan Gomes will come in for to do the catching. Let's mark him on the score sheet. All right, so we are heading into the top of the 10th, and there is no score. We're tied at 1. Let's see. So Dan Otero, he only faced 1 batter last inning, so they're going to leave him on. And Toronto has a couple of their big boppers up. Batista, Martin, and Tulowitzki due up. Let's see. Oh, hey, and Al Wilson has joined us. He's asking if people can really see the the scoreboard. I guess they can, Al. Somebody noticed that I had the wrong score up. So I can zoom in a little bit if... Let's see. I try not to cut off too much of the other stuff. There we go. Oh, yes. Definitely go into full screen if you can. That definitely makes it a little bit clearer. So, all right. So here we go. So Dan Otero on his second inning of relief, and he'll face against Batista. Will lead off. Batista 0 for 3. He's looking to break out of his slump, and that is not going to do it. He's going to ground out to third. So 1 down. Oh, what a game here. 1-1 through 9 innings, and we've got bonus baseball. Now Russell Martin up. He is also 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 3-5-5. Struggler, no. Champion, no. So he's going to ground out to second, unless he's a whiffer, which he is. So that'll be a strikeout. So you got to figure that the longer this game goes on, it favors Cleveland, because they definitely have a much deeper bullpen than Toronto does. All right, so now Troy Tulowitzki, what a game he's having. He's scored the only run of the game for Toronto on that solo homer, and he's had a couple of fantastic plays in the field. And we're going to have another unusual result. This time the lead die is red. So we're going to go to a special chart here. Red 1 and a black 3 is a memorable plays in the field. All right, so let's see what happens. 2-5. Ball smashed to the pitcher. A gold pitcher robs the batter of a hit. Otherwise, a single. All right, so Dan Otero can't get the hot smash back through the box. And Tulowitzki will have his second hit of the game. And we've got 1 on with 2 down. Michael Saunders up to bat. Let's see. Saunders, he is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Righty on lefty. 2, 3, 6. Oh, no, because Dan Otero does have double control, so that is going to be a ground out to the pitcher's mound. That one he does catch, and that will end the 10th inning, or the top of the 10th. We'll head to the bottom of the inning, still knotted up at 1 apiece. Let's see. They want to leave Biagini in for his 2nd inning of work. I think they're going to try it. Cleveland has the top of their lineup due. Let's see. They will have. They'll have a couple of guys. They'll have Osuna throwing in the pen, and Ryan Tapara. Well, actually, I guess they'll have Aaron Loop up in the pen as well. So they'll have Osuna and Loop warming. 3-3-5. Wild pitcher, no. Sad sack, no. It's going to be a single into right field. And it would have been a stolen base, except that Santana is stoic for this at bats. So leadoff single. Winning run is on. Oh boy. So Jason Kipnis is up. He's 1 for 3 with a single, a walk, and a strike. I got a righty on the lefty. Let's see. So I guess they'll just play it straight and see if he can get that runner over. Struggler, no. Champion or patient, no. So we're going to go back to the infield drama chart. It's a 5-5. Is the first baseman Iron? Let's see. That's Encarnacion. No, he's neutral. So it's going to be a routine ground out. But on a lead die of 5, it does advance the runner. So Kipnis will be out. I'll say it's a 4-3. So now there is 1 down, but the runner does advance to second. And let's see. And I think Raja Davis is going to pinch run for Santana on second base. So I'll bring a little speed onto the at second. He's an active runner. And then I'll just leave the utility man Brandon Geyer left on the bench. But they're going to try to end the game right here. So let's see. We've got a... I don't think Toronto can afford to mess around here. Let's see. What do they want to do? I guess they'll walk Lindor. And then they're going to bring in Osuna to face Mike Napoli. So 2 on, 1 down. Here in the bottom of the 10th. So Biagini goes 1 1/3. He gave up 2 hits, no runs so far. 2 walks, both intentional, and no strikeouts. So now Osuna comes on, trying to send the game into the 11th, and Mike Napoli hoping to end it right here. So basically a hit anywhere is going to win the game with Davis on at second. Let's see what happens. And we get a 4-6-6. Wild, no. Oh, home run king or slugger. He's a home run king, so he is going to strike out. Ooh. Mike Napoli went for it all there and came up with nothing. So now 2 down, 2 on. Jose Ramirez up to the plate. He is 1 for 4. He's a switch hitter, so he will bat left. 225. A star. He is not. Uh-oh. A slugger or sad sack? No. So it's going to be a single into center field and on a lead die of 2. If there is a active runner on second, then he scores. So there we go. Roger Davis comes in to pinch run, and Jose Ramirez drives him in with a walk-off run, and Cleveland is your winner in 10 innings, 2-1. Oh boy, let's see. So Otero gets the win. Let's see. He went 1 2/3. Oh goodness. Let's see. He gave up just 1 hit, no runs, no walks, a strikeout, and let's see. So yeah, B Genie will get the loss because that was his run scored. Oh boy. So give you your totals here. Whoops. Oh, what a great game that was. That was awesome. I'm glad I got to do this before the game. I hope the game on TV is half as exciting as that. Let's see. So 10. Oh, I forgot to mark that last hit. All right. So there we go. There's your final. 2-1 Cleveland in 10 innings. Dan Otero goes 1 2/3 in relief to pick up the win. Kluber went 7 innings, just 3 hits, and that 1 home run was the only run that he gave up to Tulowitzki. Yeah, so let's see. I'm not really sure who you'd give the MVP to. Man, oh man, what a great game. Andrew Miller went 1 1/3 in relief for Cleveland. Estrada, the starter for Toronto, he went 6 1/3, scattered 7 hits, but just that 1 run. Then they got pretty good work from their bullpen. They scattered 3 hits there over the last 5 innings, or 4 innings, 4.5 innings, but just couldn't get it done there in the 10th. All right, so I guess we'd have to give the I don't know, we'll say co-MVPs to Dan Otero and to Ramirez for getting the walk-off hit. All right, awesome. Here, let's go back up here. Oh, so I know there'll be some happy Cleveland fans out there. Thanks to everybody that tuned in. I guess once we hit the 6 o'clock hour there, we started to get a few more people watching. So let's see, did I miss? I think I caught up on all the comments. So yeah, it was because it was kind of quiet there until just a few minutes ago. So thanks for everybody who tuned in late. Again, if you missed it, we're playing out a live game here with the 2016 in-season set for History Maker Baseball, and just had a terrific extra inning game here with Cleveland coming out on top 2-1. That was great. I'm a big fan of low scoring games. I love seeing a low scoring game like that. So let's see. So anybody have any last minute questions here before we sign off for the evening? If not, I'll just remind everybody this in-season card set. It's only going to be available until a short time after the World Series ends. So if you want to pick that up, you can head over to the play.com website right now and pick that up. The full season set will be released sometime early next year. All right. Well, guys, thanks again for watching. And after they knocked off the Red Sox, I'll be pulling. All right. Well, guys, have a fantastic evening. Thanks again so much for watching. Have some fun, play games, and I'll see you after further review. Have a good night, everybody.